You know, the internet isn't just a network of computers. It's this sprawling digital continent with its own folklore, its own ghost stories, and some seriously deep, unsolved mysteries. Honestly, it might be the last real frontier for exploration, a place where any one of us could stumble upon a rabbit hole that goes way deeper than we could possibly imagine. So we're about to dive into 4 of these rabbit holes. We're going to see how collaborative fiction can build an entire universe from scratch, how a cryptic code can challenge the world's sharpest minds, and how some online mysteries might just spill over into the real world with some pretty deadly consequences. The big question is, what secrets are really hiding out there? Let's go find out.
All right, so our first mystery was born from pure collective creativity. Basically a ghost story built by an entire community. One unsettling piece at a time. It's called The Backrooms.
This is it. This single image, posted to a 4chan thread back in 2019, is what launched an entire universe. I mean, it's just an empty office space, right? It's got that sickly yellow wallpaper and the buzz of fluorescent lights you can almost hear. But there's something off about it, isn't there?
And that was the whole prompt. The request wasn't to post scary pictures, but pictures that were just off. And this image, it absolutely nailed that feeling. It just resonated with people, tapping into this weird, shared, half-forgotten memory of a place you feel like you've been before, but you can't quite place it. A place you know you're not supposed to be.
The real power of that image comes from this concept, a liminal space. It's a place of transition, a threshold between what was and what's next. Think of an empty school hallway during summer break, or an airport terminal late at night. These spaces feel so unsettling because they're stripped of their purpose. They're kind of haunted by the absence of people. And this is where that one image just completely snowballed. An anonymous user gave it a name and a bit of a backstory. You don't find the backrooms, you fall into them by no-clipping out of reality, which is a video game term for glitching right through a solid wall. From there, this massive community on Reddit and TikTok just took the idea and ran with it, building this whole lore with thousands of levels, strange creatures, and survival guides. It all peaked with a viral found footage series on YouTube by Kane Pixels that brought the horror to life for millions. Okay, so from a collaborative fiction, we're now turning to a very real and very complex technical challenge. This time, the community isn't creating a story, they're trying to solve one. This is Cicada 3301.
For a few years, this mysterious group posted these incredibly complex puzzles online. Their stated goal, to recruit, as they put it, highly intelligent individuals. The 2014 puzzle kicked off with this wild, multi-layered scavenger hunt. First, solvers had to pull a hidden message out of an image. That message was a book cipher, which, once they figured out it linked to an essay by Ralph Waldo Emerson, revealed an address for a hidden website on the Tor network. And waiting for them there, a message locked down by some serious RSA encryption.
And the scale of this challenge was just immense. The RSA key was 432 bits long. Now, for some context, the secure encryption we use today is usually 2048 or even 4096 bits. But make no mistake, 432 bits is still a massive number, way too large for any single person with a home computer to break. Factoring a number that big should take ages. And yet, the community cracked it in about 9 hours. This is the incredible part. This decentralized group of amateur solvers from all across the globe just pulled their computing power, using nothing but their own off-the-shelf hardware. They did what was thought to be nearly impossible for a group like them. They just brute forced the key and smashed the code. It was a stunning display of collective power.
So Cicada 3301 was a puzzle that felt like a game. A really hard one, but still a game. Our next mystery, though, this exists in a space where the line between an online game and real-world danger gets terrifyingly blurry. This is the story of Lake City Quiet Pills.
The story kicks off on Reddit in July 2009, with a really cryptic post announcing the death of a user nicknamed Milo. A couple months later, an associate of his mentions destroying Milo's encrypted hard drive. The posts were weird, for sure, but mostly ignored. That is, until January 2010, when a high-ranking Hamas official was assassinated in a Dubai hotel. That's when internet sleuths started connecting the dots back to those strange, cryptic messages from months before.
This was the message. It was found on the social media profile of one of the users who was involved. Lake City Quiet Pills. That phrase right there is the absolute core of this mystery. You see, Lake City is the name of a real U.S. ammunition plant, and that led to a very dark theory about what quiet pills might really be.
So this leaves us with this huge, unanswered question. Was this all just some elaborate alternate reality game? Or were these cryptic posts actually the online chatter of ex-military contract killers, with quiet pills being slang for bullets? The real identities of these users and the purpose of their website, they've never been confirmed. It just leaves behind this chilling, unresolved mystery. For our final mystery, we're stepping away from the purely digital to see how modern tools are being used to tackle an enigma that's centuries old. A book that's written in a language that absolutely no one can read. This is the Voynich manuscript.
So while cryptographers and code breakers have been stumped by this manuscript's text for over a century, modern scientists decided to take a totally different approach. They didn't even try to read the words. Instead, they analyzed the very materials the book is made of: the ink, the paint, the parchment itself.
And what they found was fascinating. The text was written with something called iron gall ink, which was super common for that time period. The paints were made from everyday minerals like azurite for blue and red ochre for the reddish brown. These weren't some kind of exotic, alien materials. They were perfectly consistent with the document that was created back in the early 15th century.
So what does this all tell us? Well, it grounds the mystery in reality. It basically proves the manuscript isn't some modern hoax. It's a genuine historical artifact. We may not have a clue what it says, but thanks to this analysis, we have a much clearer picture of who could have made it, when they made it, and how. The code is still unbroken, but the physical object itself is starting to give up its secrets.
So think about where we've been. Our journey started in those eerie, imagined hallways of the Backrooms, a world built entirely by a community online.
Then we moved to the massive intellectual challenge of Cicada 3301, where a global team of strangers worked together to crack a puzzle that seemed impossible.
From there, we took a look into the shadows of Lake City Quiet Pills, where the stakes felt frighteningly real and the biggest questions are still unanswered.
And finally, we saw how modern science can shed brand new light on an ancient, completely unreadable book.
Each of these mysteries, in its own way, shows us something really fundamental. In an age where every answer feels like it's just a quick search away, there's this powerful magnetic pull toward the things we can't easily know. From fictional worlds built right out in the open to conspiracies whispered in the dark, the internet just keeps generating puzzles faster than we can solve them. So maybe the real question is, in a world that's just drowning in information, what is it that makes the unknown so absolutely irresistible?